Hi there, welcome to Connecting Greatness, where I'm Elizabeth Bidenoff, where we have conversations with entrepreneurial CEOs. Today's guest is Joe Gilinsky, an insurance and financial planner, CEO of his own company. Welcome to the show, Joe.
Thank you very much, Elizabeth. I'm delighted to be here with you.
You've been in business for 30 plus years as an insurance and financial guide. Can you give us a little bit of history about yourself?
In my early days, still as a schoolboy, I had the good fortune to be able to work for part-time for a large retail organization in South Africa, where we were taught, before we were let loose on the shop floor, we were taught exactly how to communicate with customers, how to speak with people in a very respectful manner, and it was greeting people such as, "Good morning, madam, may I help you? Good morning, sir, can I show you a tie to go with that shirt?" and so on. So we learnt from people who were very, very well experienced. And I carry all of those through to my business today. But I think the most important lesson really is the art and the science of communication and being open, being a person of trust. And in my business and in the work that I do with my clients, that is first and foremost the most important component. The knowledge comes eventually, but it is so true that if people like you, they will buy from you, and they will buy what goes with you.
Let's talk about your career as the insurance, your 30-year long career.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get involved with the insurance and financial business?
Elizabeth, for many years I wanted to go into business on my own, for myself, and the insurance industry was furthest most from my mind. And many people shy away from just the word insurance because it tends to be intimidating. But I met a wonderful fellow who introduced me to the business, to his office, to his manager in the insurance company in South Africa, and I decided to join. So from going one day from an executive in a large corporation with all the necessary golden handcuffs like company car and the use of holiday facilities and bonuses and all that sort of thing, to the very next day starting from scratch with nothing, because wow, you know, we work purely on a commission basis.
What was the appeal?
The appeal was that I could build something for myself.
Yes.
and build my own security, because as you probably know, and as many of us as self-employed business owners have experienced, is that as an employee in a large corporation, you are not secure at all, and particularly in these days. And the only security that one can build is in oneself and in one's own company and one's own business. So that was the major driving force for me.
All right.
And I started off, and that was another very important learning opportunity, because at that time the insurance companies provided significant training programs. Again, they would not let anyone loose on the public without one having a certain depth of knowledge to be able to advise clients. Although it was a starter situation, but we ended up, when we started talking to prospective clients, we knew 1,000 times more about insurance and savings and things of that nature than the person in the street. So that training was absolutely essential, and that was the groundwork for what I eventually built, and I still use to this very day many of those principles. And to carry that a little further, I have to say that our business is renowned for sharing. So, for example, I partner with colleagues who have specialties in areas that I don't have. And the work that I do for my clients is somewhat like a quarterback, where I'm able to bring expertise to the table in order to provide for the client's needs.
Okay.
And just to tell you a little more about how I work and how I go about it,
Please, that would be great.
is that it's very much a consultative process, and to ask questions and to listen actively. By listening actively, I mean asking questions so that I can understand what the client's needs are, what the problems they have, what issues they may have. That's really what I do. I help entrepreneurs to keep their businesses intact and their families taken care of and their incomes guaranteed and so on, with the effective use of life insurance. At the end of the day, the plan, the proposal, if there is to be one,
Yes.
has to meet with their needs and their goals and their objectives. It has to be their plan. So a roadmap has to be put in place so that those who survive know where to go and what to do.
What we're going to talk about right now is the roadmap to financial and life stability as a business owner. So, Joe, if you can talk to us about the roadmap.
It is the duty, my duty, and the duty of other insurance advisors to talk to their clients about it. And that journey in business starts with that first step. It may sound trite, but you know, the best time to consider this type of planning is when one is young, healthy, and insurable. So what I am finding, and I've found over the last probably 5 years plus, is that the younger people, the young professionals in particular, going into business today are extremely smart in most cases and really get it. Things change all the time, so I'm able to bring all of that experience and knowledge to the table for my clients to be able to help them to plan their futures. Even in tough times when revenue is low and expenses are high, one has to find the few dollars that it can take, and that's all that it takes to put in place some form of basic planning to ensure that they start building and they have that safety net. I also recognize, however, that in the same way is that I talk to my clients about planning for their succession in their businesses. I have to do the same because I want to ensure that if I was suddenly taken out of the picture, willingly or not, that there should be someone in place to be able to take care of those clients so that there is continuity. Fortunately, in our collective office, we're a group of independent insurance and financial advisors. We meet on a regular basis, and this is very important in order for us to keep up our level of education. We meet up to 3 times a week for an hour at a time.
Wow.
For continuing education, talking about sales and marketing ideas and concepts, and how we can serve our clients better. During that process, the younger members of the group learn a lot. They learn also by osmosis when we take them on to visit clients of ours, and they observe how we work, and in that way we're able to teach them.
Today we're going to be talking about technology in the workplace.
You've struck a nerve.
I'm
now.
sorry.
No, but I'm very glad that we're speaking about it, because for the last year and a half probably, I've had lots of difficulty with my with my technology for whatever reason I cannot fathom, in that the synchronization process hasn't worked properly. You mentioned the booting up time. All of those things have been so frustrating. The downtime, waiting for a technician to be able to resolve the issue and to determine where to look for the problems has been most irritating, and the cost of that is, I'd hate to even try to calculate it, frankly. Truth
be told, Joe, IT isn't like that. IT is very much, and I use the example constantly, as the light bulb. A light bulb is, in fact, a simple form of technology, and it's on or it's off. Although, comes with that being said, there's experience and then there's skills to that, where, of a much broader sense of understanding of how all those different systems work, the hardware systems, the software systems, the environmental systems, having that holistic understanding of how they cooperate together. Although they're variant, they are still, in fact, like the light bulb. They're on or they're off. Mm-hmm. And having to pay for it over and over again to fixing the same problem is not not to be hard, is absolutely not acceptable.
Yeah.
And finance department has an audit done just to ensure that the numbers are being crunched properly. IT also in the industry on the enterprise level has that type of service, and that's what PCDoc is providing for the smaller business market. Not to replace, but just to ensure that the accountability is placed on the current service providers, and that you are indeed getting value for your money.